What up, YouTube? Alright, let's get straight into it. Using a plastic panel removal tool or a small flathead screwdriver, remove this panel here and remove this panel here. It's not necessary, but it makes it easier, this one. You need a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 3 screws. Don't worry about the one that's a little bit higher, just them 3 screws. And then there's 2 10mm bolts underneath, one on the left, one on the right. If you push the little 2 tabs on the glove box, you'll find the whole glove box drops down. This is one of the main screws that you need to remove, so undo that. And while you're there, undo the 2 screws pictured. That's your air conditioning filter. No one would have changed it before. When you pull it out, it's going to be full of stuff, sand, whatever. Just blast that. You need to tap it out. Make sure you don't break the plastic off the filter, and just tap it out gently, or use a air compressor. Remove on your driver's side, the right hand side, remove this panel, and using Phillips head screwdriver, remove that screw and the one on the right closest to the door. That section, when you gently tug on it, will also fall down, revealing the second main screw. You need to undo that. This is the main panel we need to remove to get to the wiring. If you undo this vent on the right and the one on the left, that's the picture of them popped out. That'll allow you to grab the air conditioning controls and gently pull them outwards. At the back there's 2 grey plugs. Undo those and undo your cigarette lighter as well. That'll allow you to pivot that section out of the way, revealing the wiring that we need to trim. The plug on the top right hand corner here, with the wiring going off to the right, is the one we're looking at. We need to cut the grey wire. Don't confuse it with the white wire, they look very similar. You're cutting the grey wire. And you need a switch, a 12 volt switch. I'm putting mine here next to the ASC and parking controls. I used the blank and then cut the back of it out. Cut the grey wire, give yourself a little bit of length, strip a little bit off the end and solder it to a wire that you will have to provide. Don't forget to heat shrink it. Your gas soldering iron will have a little hole at the end of it that lets the heat out. That's perfect for this job where everything's sensitive in there. So I use that to heat shrink over the wire, and then I tape it up so that it's all nice and neat and it's not going to get crushed when we fit everything back in. That wire that you just soldered runs up to where your switch is going to go. You'll notice there's another wire. Well, that wire we're going to solder a connector onto the end of it, and that connector needs to go to earth. Anywhere on the body that's metal should be earth. So undo a bolt or screw somewhere and connect that connector to earth. Once you've done that, you'll need to connect your 2 white wires to the switch that you've just put in and put everything back together. Switch your ignition to the on position. That's what it should look like with just the, well, I've got my doors open, but that's what it should look like normally with the switch off. And when the switch is on, you should see 3 lights appear. One is the loss of traction light, one is the ASC off light, and one is the ABS light. When those 3 lights come on, you'll know that you have successfully done this mod, which will turn off the Mitsubishi Traction Control. There are several reasons why you might want to do this. One is that if you're in soft sand, or if you're trying to do dune or hill climbs in sand, you need momentum, and the traction control can counteract that because it's trying to brake the wheel turn on the brakes for the wheel that's lost traction so that it can give the other wheel traction, but that will slow down your momentum. Another reason is if you're fitting a locker. I'm about to fit a locker, so please subscribe for that. And with the locker, I'm doing it at the front locker, and I don't want the traction control to be braking either of my front wheels, since the whole lot will be locked. The other reason why you might want to do this mod is you might want to leave it in two-wheel drive in gravel or sand and just do a good old-fashioned burnout, which is pretty fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.